First up, I'm doing the chicken in the grill just so you can cook while we prep other things. I put it on grill for 30 minutes, but I will check it after 20 minutes with my trusted old thermometer, because since I've gotten this, I haven't been overcooking the chicken. Not that I mind a bit of overcooked chicken. Yeah, I just love chicken, and even if it's dry, I will eat it, but this has made a huge difference. So if you're scared of undercooking chicken like I am, get a thermometer, because it's only £10 on Amazon and it will make your chicken much nicer to eat. And it says on the back the temperature for well done, medium, medium rare. Obviously that's not for chicken. Chicken needs to be well done, and that's 74 degrees Celsius, but it does say if you can't remember, which is very helpful. I will link this down below in case you wanna buy one yourself, but definitely recommend this. And while the chicken is cooking, I'm gonna cook the pasta and the quinoa just so they're ready and they can cool a bit before we add them to the salad. Set the quinoa. For pasta, I have macaroni or rigatoni. Not sure what's best. I think I might make macaroni because it's a bit smaller, I think. And I think it's the perfect amount that I want to cook. So, also, if you're not rinsing your quinoa, rinse your quinoa. Get rid of, I think it's called saponin, or get rid of the substance that makes it bitter. And I think you're not supposed to have it anyways, that substance. So let's rinse it and let's cook it.
So when I'm making salads for my meal prep, I usually like to add the carb at the base, as I find the salads are more filling that way and they tend to keep better than just a base of greens. And you can easily mix the base with the kind of grain you like. Quinoa, bulgur wheat or pearl barley also work great if you want some alternatives. And while the pasta and quinoa cook, I'm starting on the prep for my tuna and pasta salad. So for this salad, I'll be using roasted peppers, sun-dried tomatoes, carrot and a couple of spring onions. And I found that for a good salad, I love everything to be chopped in small pieces, so I chopped up the spring onions and then shredded the carrot with my grater. And again chopping up the tomatoes and the roasted peppers in small pieces, ready to be added to the salad. And meanwhile, the chicken had 20 minutes, so I just checked the thickest part with my thermometer, but it needed some more time, so I returned it back to the air fryer. But my pasta was cooked, so for our pasta salad, I simply added the pasta and all the chopped up ingredients in a big bowl. And for my protein source, I'm adding a couple cans of tuna, which is super easy to just add to meals and increase the protein. And for my dressing, I'm keeping things super simple today. I'm doing 2 tablespoons of olive oil to 1 tablespoon vinegar ratio and seasoning with some salt and pepper. I also forgot to add the basil, so I just added a bunch of chopped up basil and gave it a good mix for all the ingredients and flavors to be incorporated well. And our first salad is ready. So next up, I'm doing a lentil salad, and for that I'm using beluga lentils as they're one of my favorite lentils, cucumber, baby tomatoes, onion, goat cheese, beetroot, dried figs and some walnuts. And again, I'm chopping everything up in small pieces, and this is usually the thing that takes the longest when I'm meal prepping, chopping up veggies, but I just love adding variety to my meals, and different vegetables add so much flavor and vitamins, so I don't mind spending a bit of extra time to chop everything up in bite-sized pieces, as I know it will make the salads taste so good. I did the same with the figs and walnuts, just chopping everything up in small pieces and finishing with the beetroot as well. I'm using ready-made beetroot today, but you can also prep this yourself if you have some extra time, either by boiling it or roasting it in the oven. And now I'm ready to combine everything, so I added a couple of cans of lentils to a big bowl and all my chopped up veggies, dried figs and walnuts. For extra flavor, I'm adding goat cheese. I had the soft kind here, but I think the slightly harder version would be even better and easier to crumble around the salad. And then again for dressing, I'm doing the same as the first salad with 2 tablespoons of olive oil to 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And since I couldn't find any fresh mint, I'm doing half a teaspoon of dried mint and giving it a good mix. And salad number 2 is ready. And halfway through prepping everything, I decided I also wanted to make a frittata, as I love to have all of these salads with a side of frittata as my meal, and frittata keeps so well in the fridge. It's perfect for meal prep in my opinion. To make this a bit more filling, I'm also adding some potatoes to my frittata, and to keep the prep time to a minimum, I'm actually using a can of potatoes as they're already cooked, so I simply just drain them and slicing them in medium-sized pieces so I can add them to the bottom of my pan. I'm also grating some cheddar, as I love the combination of cheddar and potato. And now on to cracking the eggs. I did 10 eggs, seasoned with salt and pepper, and then also added some milk for extra protein and to bulk up the eggs a bit. And now ready to assemble, I'm spraying my baking pan with some olive oil and then arranging the potatoes in the bottom of the pan. And I could have done with more potatoes, maybe a bigger can would have worked better, but it won't make a big difference to my frittata. So once I arranged all the potatoes that I had, I added the egg mixture, and then for extra flavor, I'm adding some onion chutney, as I love the slightly sweet taste of it, and it's just a quick way to add more flavor to my frittata without prepping anything else. So I just added little pieces of the chutney and then finishing with my cheddar. I then baked in the oven until the egg is completely cooked through and doesn't jiggle in the middle. And then for the last salad, and maybe my favorite one from this meal prep video, we're doing a quinoa chicken and mango salad that was inspired by my recent trip to Greece. To begin, I started by chopping the mango in small pieces, and if you've never cut a mango, I find this is the best and easiest way to do it by slicing down the sides and then scooping out the fruit with a spoon. And this was just the perfect ripeness, which made it so much easier to chop, and I also snacked on a bit while I was prepping it. I think mango might be one of my favorite tropical fruits, but it definitely needs to be at the right time of ripeness to be enjoyed. Let me know if you're a fan of mango in the comments. For herbs, I'm doing coriander, and I actually used to dislike coriander, but I kept trying to have it and now I love it, and I find it adds so much freshness to meals. I'm also chopping up some spring onion, and ideally I would have added some avocado, but mine were really unripe, so I skipped them today. And then for extra flavor, I'm adding cheese, so chopping it up in little cubes. And we're ready to assemble our third and final salad, so I'm adding a packet of rocket and then adding the quinoa that was cooked and cooled by then. And then adding the rest of my ingredients, so the mango, coriander, spring onion and feta. And now my chicken was also cooked, so I just chopped it up in medium-sized pieces and then added it to the salad as well. And you guessed it, I'm doing a simple dressing, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and instead of vinegar, I'm squeezing some lime juice, seasoned with salt and pepper, and giving it a good mix. And our final salad is ready. And now my frittata is also ready and out of the oven, so we got our meal prep ready for the next few days. I personally love to meal prep salads like this, as it means I get a variety of flavors and I don't get bored with having the same meal for a few days in a row. And this lasted me about 3 days for me, my husband, and also my parents that were also visiting then. And I usually love to serve it like this, with all 3 salads and a big piece of frittata as my lunch or dinner, and it's super filling but also not boring.
It's finally time to try. It took me a couple of hours to prepare everything. I did have to stop and feed baby, so I'm sure you will do it much faster than me. And I was filming, which adds about like double the time that you would if you were just preparing it for yourself. So let's start with the pasta salad. Perfection. The basil gives it so much freshness and flavor. I know I sound like a broken record, but fresh herbs just give so much flavor. And just, yeah, they make everything taste so good. And it's not very fishy. I would describe it as very summery because of the fish. Just very tasty. So let's try the lentil salad. This is actually a recipe from James. He had made it a while back for my parents and they loved it, so he just told me what to add and I followed his instructions, so let's try. Also very good. I love the crunch from the walnuts and the sweetness from the beetroot. I would have loved to have fresh mint because I think it would have added so much more like depth of flavor and just freshness again, but I couldn't find any on the local shops, so yeah. Let's try the quinoa one. I would have loved some avocado, but the avocados I bought were very, very unripe, so let's try it without. It might need a bit more feta, but let's try. very good. I think for me it needs a tiny bit more lime or a lot more lime. I had this when I was in Greece, so I thought I'd recreate it. Yeah, I'm obviously missing the avocado, which I think would have added nice creamy factor. I think I will add a lot more lime juice because you know me and limes and lemons. I just love anything citrus. And I actually had this in Greece and they had also Greek yogurt, which I think would have added a nice creaminess again. So I think I'm gonna add a bit of Greek yogurt. By the way, if you missed what I ate while I was in Greece, I'll link the video down below in case you want to see more Greek food. It was such a delicious trip, honestly. So go check it out if you like Greek food. But anyways, back to the salad. I think I'm gonna add some Greek yogurt and a lot more lime. And I think because of the rocket, it needs a bit more olive oil. So I'm gonna add maybe a tablespoon more of olive oil and try and mix everything around, a bit more lime. And on my plate, I'm gonna add some yogurt. I'm not gonna add it to the whole thing because it's not gonna be as fresh if I add the Greek yogurt and everything. So I'm just gonna add it to my plate. And now it's time for the frittata. The chutney is so good. I only added the tiny blobs as you saw, but it actually gives it so much flavor, and I love the combination of cheddar, which is like nice and salty, and the sweetness of the chutney. And I haven't gotten to a potato yet. Let's try with a potato because I love potatoes. Potato makes it so much better. This is perfection. It's so good. If you've seen some of my older videos, I used to get this from a local cafe, and a couple of people commented that they would like to see me recreate those recipes. So I hope you try them and love them as much as I did today. If you enjoyed today's video and would like to see a full day of meals, you can check out this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Gonna go enjoy. Can't wait.